Wow. Regarding my last video on hell as a threat narrative, that video's got over 40 comments on it, and I have to say I really appreciate everybody sharing their personal experiences. It's amazing to me to go through. It's fascinating to go through and read the different accounts and the way different people have experienced this, and I do appreciate you sharing. I'm going to take some time and go through and more personally respond to some of the comments there, but I just want to take this opportunity to really thank everybody. I know these are personal things, and it does still blow my mind. And when I say that, the concept that atheists and former believers might still have some remnants of that threat narrative, residing within them, I understand that. That makes total sense to me that would occur. I just had never really contemplated it, I guess, on a deeper level before. And so I really appreciate everybody sharing. It's fantastic. To that end, I will also say the Bible Thumping Wingnut made a response video to that video. And I know I've said before, leave the guy alone, etc., etc. I also believe in redemption and giving credit where credit's due. Not that Tim has anything to redeem here. The divide between us has to do with the logistics of communication. He's free to have his opinion and his views, obviously. But his video, I thought, was very honest and very, very genuine, and I very much appreciate his response. So I just wanted to put that out there. I really think, it's important to give credit where credit's due, and this actually ties into my next subject. Zeph had asked in the comments section for me to sort of expand upon this whole idea of giving your focus and attention to the behavior that you do want and withdrawing your focus and attention from behavior you don't want as it relates to child rearing. And actually this can be extended to any other aspects of your life, to dog training, to friend training, or to how one would deal with their spouse, other family members. Personally, it's sort of the way that I've gone through life. And without sort of letting the cat out of the bag, that's why I've given Tim the kudos that I have, because I think it is important that we give positive feedback when someone is doing something that we really find beneficial. And so I think that's a fantastic topic for a future video. And I think it ties in nicely with my video upcoming release on free will, which I am currently still working on. I haven't forgotten about it. I actually did a rough draft of it yesterday. And so that'll be upcoming soon. And I think this whole concept of raising children using this method, it ties in nicely with self-esteem, because I think it actually helps bolster that self-esteem. And I did want to clarify a couple things. First of all, when I talk about how fantastic my daughter is, I'm not taking credit for who she is, who she's become. That's all her. I think if I have credit for anything, it's that I facilitated her being her in the way that I parented. So I just wanted to make that clear. I'm not taking credit. She's fantastic of her own accord. She's courteous and conscientious and thoughtful and driven and motivated and talented. Again, that's all her. I've led a little bit by example. I've protected her. I've kept her safe, which obviously is paramount, but the rest is on her. On to the less important topic for today, a glitch in the matrix. When I was getting ready for work this morning, I looked out the window and it was misty and kind of dark. It actually still is misty. The fog really hasn't let up today, and you may have seen, I can see my breath in the air here, so it's starting to get a little bit colder. And I could see down the road the headlights of a car coming towards our property. Now, our driveway is kind of long, and then at the end it makes a turn to the main road, and the main road comes from quite a distance away, maybe almost a quarter mile, straight at our house, and then it turns away at the end of our property. And so I could see this car at a certain distance away moving towards the house. And I looked away, and when I looked back again, same exact thing. Car headlights in the same spot moving towards the house. And every time I looked out the window, I was seeing the same thing. It was almost like a glitch in the matrix, almost like a reboot or a reset. I was seeing the initiation process, every time. And it reminded me of my experience with Deja Vu. I've had a pretty rich history, I guess, with Deja Vu, you might say. And I don't mean just, geez, that seems vaguely familiar, but I feel like I've got a specific memory of this event, and that's impossible because I just met this person, or we just moved to this house, or whatever. And quite a few of them, I would get chills down my spine sometimes. The Deja Vu would be so surreal. And I used to read a lot of Deepak Chopra, and that resonated with me because he talks about deja vus as being, I don't know, some kind of like a signal from the fabric of the universe or something. I can't quite remember anymore. But it started, I was thinking about that this morning. I thought about how that relates to perspective, right? So a couple of videos ago I did, when I was out riding, I had a video where I talked about perspective and point of view. And I thought, well, how would different people view these deja vus? A fundamentalist might say, oh, this is, Satan trying to lure you into the occult or something, right? Rebuke it, or, something along those lines. And maybe other responses too. Or maybe some of the more new age people might say, hey man, that's a glimpse into another dimension. Go with it, man. Nurture it, And the more scientific might say, this is the pattern-seeking animal within us. And of course, that's the direction I'm leaning, although I don't really know. And in some ways, I don't care. Not that I don't think the deja vus are neat and that they might actually be of some consequence. I'm not, stripping them of all import, but I'm just saying that I don't care in the sense that I don't think it matters in the final analysis. I don't think what I believe about these deja vu experiences is going to matter too much in the end. At the end of the day, whether I'm correct or I'm not. I am leaning, of course, towards the scientific explanation. I understand how we do that, how we construct memories sometimes from things that, instances that never actually happened, right? I used to watch Three's Company. I used to love to watch Jack Tripper sort of spin these cyclones of lies, right, to try to get a girl to go out with him or to avoid some unpleasantries or something. And of course, he'd get to the point where he couldn't even remember what is truth and what is lies, right? He had constructed these things so realistic that they felt real to him. So I understand how we do that, and I understand that those deja vu experiences were probably just a pattern-seeking animal within me constructing these things. But I did think it was interesting to think about how that would relate to different perspectives, and to sort of remember that we can't just assume that when we're talking to someone that they see things the same way we do, that they've had the same experiences. Biologically we're all obviously quite similar, and I think even experientially, at least in the West, very similar experiences, yet we're going to have vastly different viewpoints. I live near a small town, and a lot of the people in this small town were born and raised here. But some may stick with the more traditional, going to church and just go to work and get married and do the same thing. And another might actually pick up a book one day that they find intriguing and sort of go off on a different tangent altogether. Or maybe have a traumatic experience that causes them to think about things that they might not have thought about otherwise, a bad car accident or something. And fast forward 40 years down the road, and they actually have very, very drastically different viewpoints. And so I do find that highly interesting. Nothing of too much substance for today, but I did just want to let everybody know, I think I have found a glitch in the matrix. Have a good day.